What is up, my friends? I mean, let's talk about it because I've started to see the memes, and no doubt about it, as more people start to watch the show, we are going to see more people talk about that one scene in jail. And I don't blame them. I see where they're coming from with it, but I think this is a great show, and I'm pretty surprised it's flown under the radar for the most part because. I'm about to check right now. I don't even think it's trending on Netflix. And y'all know me. I always like to see what's trending on Netflix because I love to see what people are watching, and I'm very curious about why people watch the things they watch. One of the shows I was always talking about that never, like I myself saw trending, was actually Control Z, which I've made a couple of videos for, and I was always so curious of why that's not happening. So, okay, I'm on the Netflix top 10. Unsolved Mysteries Warrior Nun, which we talked about already. Season 2 video coming tomorrow for that. So if you want to know about that, make sure you're subscribed and go ahead and turn on the bell for notifications. Babysitters Club, Desperados, Patriots Day, Floor Lava, The Town, I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, A Thousand Words, and Double Jeopardy. Nope. Ju-on Origins is not trending. And that is a freaking shame because I think it's taking horror back to the elements that I do enjoy horror for being, and that's just for being a sad, horrific type of vibe to it. I do enjoy my jump scare horror from here on. Like, I do enjoy that more in the theaters because I feel like when you're at home, you really don't get scared from it. It's more like, eh. But that's sort of more of a spectacle type thing, sort of like going to a haunted house. Like, you're not expecting the greatest amount of substance, but you just want to have a pretty fun time getting scared. This, on the other hand, is a lot of substance and a lot of, I would say, social commentary, especially for Japan. And I want to talk about that and make a video for that, but this is not the video for that. So I'll probably make that maybe by the end of this week or the start of next week. But for now, we're talking season 2 and what we could see from it, or better yet, what we want to see. So if you haven't watched the show, a couple of spoilers here and there, won't really dive too deep into it. It's more sort of like bullet points of things that I want to see. But if you haven't watched it, as I said, go check it out. It's very much so something if you're not really into it's mature for a reason. And I will say that it is very much so will make you queasy if you're not used to bloody, gory type things because it does go beyond that. And I even myself at points was like, damn, y'all went all the way over there, didn't y'all? So I don't recommend it for everybody, only if you're a fan of movies such as The Grudge, if you can handle things like Saw and things like that. But other than that, it is very much so a graphic, mature show. And it does have a lot of things that I feel could trigger some people. So I'll just lay it out like that. You can look it up and see. Some people have talked about it already on articles about some of the scenes that are a little bit too much. So before you dive into it, suggest doing that. But season 2, let's talk about it. So full spoilers ahead. So what I really want to see. So season 1 ended in a cliffhanger, I believe. Many people say that's just how it ends, and the reason they're saying that is because it ends with the curse not ever really going away. It's pretty much going to be there, and that's that. And many people are saying that that's what the whole premise of it was, that this is something you can't cancel. It's going to be here and that's it. To me, no. I think this is a cliffhanger, and we're going to find out more about the curse as we get into more of the series. So this has no connections yet to The Grudge or to Ju-on, the original films. It is based on all of that, and this is pretty much the same world, but there hasn't been no straight connections to any of those characters over there. Now, our prime characters, we saw one of them actually be taken by the curse at the end, and that is Haruka, and we are not sure exactly what happens with the paranormal investigator, but one of the theories that is floating around there is that y'all know the boy or the baby that got never found after the original events from the 1950s. Many people are saying that is him. He is actually that baby because he even mentions he went back to the house to live there with his father and his sister when he was 8, and that was in 1960. So that would make sense because the events that the Grudge, well, Ju-on, like everything that started the curse, it happened in 1952 when the baby was born. So that would make him 8 in the 1960s. So I thought that's an interesting thing and something I think we are definitely going to have talked about when we get to season 2. Also, Kiyomi, I think we need to know exactly what ended up happening with her, even though we know what happened to her pretty much by just deducing what the ghost told her when she went back to the home where all of the tragedy in her life started. Well, I mean, she was already in a tragic situation with her mother and everything, but where it all escalated and she got the curse on her, and they basically take her to find peace, as they say. And I think that we're definitely going to have to find out exactly what that meant and where is she at this moment. Also, I think some of her life as well has to be addressed, such as her son, who is now a guardian angel, as he also tells this caseworker that he had to run away. Even though he is sort of in a vegetative state, he is able to speak just to warn and do all of that. So I think we're going to see more of that unravel in season 2. Also, will the woman in white find peace at some point, and how is that achieved is a big question we all have. And just from watching Ju-on and The Grudge, we know it's not going to happen anytime soon in Origins, but I think that there will be more clues and foundation left for us to see. So I don't know if this is going to follow the story right after the end of the first season once we get to season 2, or if they're just going to have a whole bunch of other people and situations maybe a couple years later and just see how they deal with all of the curse and everything it does, and slowly but surely we will get the answers we're looking for. So I think the best approach they can do is that, but also slowly put some leads in there that's still connected to season 1, and we start connecting more into the movie aspect of it all. So I love the series. I would love to see more of it. I do enjoy the type of horror that it is, where it's more sits in your brain and you just like think about everything it says, because I think the best horror, most horror, I think, is a social commentary to an extreme level of things that happen. And this is one of them. This is one of them on not just, I think, Japan, but the whole world. And definitely will make that video if you want to see that. Make sure you're subscribed. I'll probably drop it sometime before the end of next week, so maybe the end of this week or for sure the beginning of next week, sort of my thoughts on everything, the ghost itself, the curse, and just everything that happens in the show. But what are your thoughts on season 2? Do you think that the paranormal investigator is actually the baby that got lost, as they say in the curse? And what do you think is the key to breaking the whole curse and everything? I mean, for a moment there at the end of the season 1, they thought that the way to break the curse would be to bury the tape and to pretty much lay it all there, as the ghost, the curse, kept on saying to bury together. And we even saw that happen with the baby and everything. So obviously that is not the case to break the curse, because the curse is still full on. It's still going strong, as we saw what happened at the end to Haruka. So we're just going to have to wait for a season 2 confirmation. No word yet on if that's been announced or anything like that. I mean, I'm still over here waiting on my blog announcement, and I haven't gotten that since March. So we're not sure when we're getting that, because Netflix likes to be funny with these things. Some shows get a season 2 announcement like the week after. Some take like a couple of months, and some just come out of nowhere. So who knows how that's going to happen. I hope they do renew it for a season 2, because I enjoyed it. Let me know if you enjoyed it below as well. And anyways, that's going to do it for me. Season 2, you want it or not? Let me know. Anyways, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Click on that bell for notifications, because YouTube likes to be a little funny when it comes to that. Sometimes you'll be subscribed and don't see nothing from me. Happens to me too, to some of the YouTubers unsubscribed. Takes me a while to find some videos because I never got recommended them. So anyways, as always, follow me on social media. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitch. You can follow me on Anchor. And of course, you can subscribe right here. Those are the social medias I use. And as always, let's get to 20,000 subscribers. That is our new goal, and we're pushing strong to get into that. I know we can get there. Currently sitting at 15.2. Let's get to that 16,000 and then 20,000. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you stay safe, stay positive. Hey, if you're still listening, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, click on the notification bell, and make sure you check out one of the videos on the left. As always, that's going to do it for me. Stay positive.